Hey, diddle, diddle, the cat, the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon.
Coming to you live from the Phoenix Holding Studio, it's Late Night Live with Not Donald Trump. Tonight, we welcome Carbfoot Man from Carbfoot, plus some degenerate gamblers, and a whole bunch of crazy apes. Featuring Michelle Batiste and Stay Human. Please allow me to introduce myself. Tony! Thank you. Your wonderful audience. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you. Okay, stop clapping. Good evening, ladies and DJs, and welcome to another very special episode of Late Night Live with Not Donald Trump, where I have the honor and privilege of hosting tonight's show from the lavishly luxurious Phoenix Holding Studio. I'm, of course, your host, Not Donald Trump, as well as just a regular businessman and degenerate investor. Our guest tonight is Carbfoot Man from Carbfoot. Thank you for joining us here tonight in the Phoenix Holding Studio. It's a pleasure to meet you. How are you on this lovely evening?
Hi, everyone. It's a lovely evening in here. It's nice to be here.
Excellent. We're so happy to have you with us. Now, before we start, I just want to give a quick briefing on how it's going to work. We'll have an open floor after my questions are done, at which point we'll be allowing the rest of the participants to raise their hands. Until the time, the rest of these filthy degenerates will remain muted. To keep things organized and to ensure that your questions don't get lost in general conversation, please wait until after I've announced that the floor is open before posting your questions. If you have a question that you'd like to ask via text, please post it in text chat and tag me at Tron Dump once we've opened the floor for questions. In the interest of time, please ensure that you eliminate questions to one question per post or hand raise. And just a reminder to those of you listening that absolutely none of us here are financial advisors, and you should always do your own research. Tonight, you lucky listeners have the chance to win a portion of BUSD for the best question asked either by voice or by text during the open floor segment of tonight's show. So, now that you got all that out of the way, Carbfoot Man, are you ready to begin?
Yes, I'm ready here.
Perfect. So to start us off here, before we talk about the project itself, let's go to know a bit more about you. Who the hell are you, and why should these DJs trust you and your team with their hard-earned beans?
I'm the CEO of Carbfoot, and again, it's nice to be here tonight. We are 11 people who wants to protect the nature, and we want to step in to make something to change this bad work going. So we wanted to make a project to protect this nature, and we have four main things to earn by cycling, recycling, solar energy, and planting and donating tree. So we wanted to start a project like that. Then we combined it with the cryptocurrency. Then we are here. My nickname is Mr. Green. I'm the CEO, and we wanted to combine our project with cryptocurrency. So we decided to make sale on Pink Sale, and that's why we choose them for KYC. And we already done with our audit too. And the sale will be 15th of August. Yeah, this is the brief information.
All right, so that being said then, who else is with you on the Carbfoot team, and then how did you all come together and come up with the idea for Carbfoot?
We are 11 people now, and 4 of them are software developer, 2 of them works for us as a marketing person, and 1 designer, and 4 of us working for social media and Telegram groups, etc. We all are living in Germany and in Europe, especially in Germany. We love the nature, and we have so many regulations, so many laws, and so many NGOs to encourage people to protect the nature. So we were thinking about making a project like this to encourage people, to attract people attention, to make this more useful. So we come up with an idea to combine this idea with cryptocurrency. So some of us know each other like years, and some of them are new to our team like months.
Interesting. All right, so then now let's turn attention to the project itself. What is your project in general, and what makes it worth investing in?
Our project, in very general, is here to, as I told you before, to protect the nature. But a bit detail is we want to encourage people reduce their carbon footprint in these late days of the world, which is going bad day by day. We wanted to reduce the carbon footprint of each of us by mainly four things: cycling, recycling, planting trees, and using solar energy, renewable energies for producing electricity. So our first first aim is to reduce carbon emission. In order to reach this goal, we want to encourage people to use renewable energy sources, and we want to stop the things that damage the nature.
And so then, how specifically does Carbfoot help people reduce their carbon footprint?
Okay, we have an app now. We already built it by ourselves, and we already sent it to Google Play. They will respond to us like in a couple days. And in our app, we encourage people to do these four things. For example, recycling the earth. People will make videos to showing them recycling bottles like plastic bottles, and the others will be approving that is valid recycling, and both of them will be earning seafood, our native token for that. By that way, we will be encouraging them to help to protect the nature by reducing their carbon footprint.
And how does this app specifically track users' ability to reduce their carbon footprint?
Actually, we are trying to avoid to do things that damage the nature, like, for example, using fuel for transportation. Instead of that, we put cycling to earn in our app. So each kilometer you cycle, you will be rewarded with seafood. And also the other things like recycling, you will be making a video showing that you are recycling, and some other people will be approving that this is something valid. Then both of them will be earning seafood. And by doing things like that, you will be damaging the nature less, so you will be reducing your carbon footprint.
So how then, if the app is tracking people's carbon emissions and their abilities to, well, not abilities, but their alternative options to help reduce their footprint, like say if it's tracking how much to use in the car versus how much to use in their bike, how does the app keep users honest to ensure that they're actually doing the things that they report that they're doing?
The first step is to use the other users to approve the things that users do. For example, if some of the user put a video there showing that recycling, the other will be approving it. But as I myself, I worked many years in the field of artificial intelligence.
Mhm.
Actually, I want to make it something autonomous that with image recognition, the app itself will check the video if they are going to do the things, I mean, really doing it or not. But now we have a section in our app which is confirmed to earn, and people will use this section for now to confirm the others' missions, and they will be rewarded for doing it.
So one thing that I'm seeing that might be a bit cumbersome to people that are using, that are going about their daily, that are trying to go about their daily lives in an energy efficient manner, is that would mean that they would have to have the app running and, well, not run, maybe not have the app running, but they would have to essentially be video recording every aspect of things that they do to reduce carbon emissions. That may include like biking to work versus driving to work, or
for riding. I mean, for riding a bike, they don't need to make a video. They just open their GPS. I mean, they allow application to reach the GPS, and it will be just.
Then how would the GPS determine that they're on a bicycle rather than in a car?
Actually, there are many algorithms that I am using to make it correct, but mostly it's about the speed, actually.
So what then if I were to say drive my car to work, but do so, or even on a motorcycle, but do so in a way that I am operating at about the same speeds of a bicycle?
Actually, we just sent the app to the Google Play, and they will, when they approve it, we will be using it in test mode, so people will be, people can use the app, but we will be testing it. So I will be monitoring the activities then to see what people can do to misuse the app. So actually, I thought some things about that people can use it in a wrong way. So I and my team had some precautions, but I cannot know all the bad thinking of people. We will be checking the app. So we will decide to put some measures, some precautions to actually prevent people using it in a bad way. So we want to be in the market for a while, I mean, like years. So we will be checking everything.
Okay, because one potential opportunity for misuse that I'm thinking of this app right away is that if the users who are confirming other people's activities, there may be a possibility that not only may you have users trying to misrepresent themselves in the things that they do, such as taking videos of them, quote unquote, planting trees that have already been planted, or potentially even colluding with the confirmers, that they all get into like a group together, and they like people confirming, basically users pay the people confirming just to kind of bypass the verification. Have you thought of implementing any measure in order to try and try and discourage or even prevent that from happening?
We have different levels for each person, 1 to 10, and every level has a power to earn and confirm. So, and also, for example, if someone's duty approved by, let's say, 5 people, and 5 of the people said this is not okay, then the positive raters will be checked. I mean, they will have they will have a question mark in their, let's say, nickname. So, as I told you before, I am actually a bit skilled about artificial intelligence, and they can think and they can run faster than our brain. So I
Mhm.
have some algorithms in my mind and I applied some of them. But also, again, I will be there in the very first days, I mean, very beginning days, because there are many people who wants to misuse the app. And also, like I checked many projects, play to earn, move to earn, and what I see is most of them crashes is like in a couple months because they give so much reward, and some of them are not getting the hype because they don't pay so much. So I have a let's say number between them which encourages people, attracts people to use the app, but also it prevents the project going crashing. So I will be using this to both people to use the app and both, and also at the same time the price will be that much that it will attract people, but it will prevent people doing bad things because the amount will be between them.
All right, so that being said, what are some of your short-term and long-term plans for this project? Tell us a bit about your roadmap.
Okay, the very short, in a couple days, we will be having our sale in Pink Sale, and we won't be using any other place to sell our token because most of them wants vesting, and we don't want vesting because
Mhm.
users don't like vesting. So, and we also want to focus on just one place. So we will be having a sale on 15th of August for 3 days. We will be on sale. Then in our roadmap, we have now 6 phases, and the phase one is already done, and phase two is will be done after sale. Then we will be on the phase three, which includes the test phase of app, then the real version of app, which includes cycle, plant, recycle, and solar energy to earn. Then we will be going to the other phases, but I didn't want to use the exact times because the market is changing all the time, and sometimes we face with problems that we don't expect. So
Mhm.
uh, instead of writing like Q3 of let's say 22, we divided the things to the phases, and we will be on phase three based on mostly the app, the real working of app, and we will be mm, we will be checking the monitoring the activities of the users to make the app in the best working condition. Then we will be improving it, but first we have to see what's see everything all right. Then we will be having other things like, for example, bridges to other uh, networks, and we have some other things in our mind. But I think roadmaps will be there to as a goal, so we can follow what did we do, what will we do. But I have many things in my mind, so I'm gonna add some things to the roadmap, but the basic things are like that.
All right, so given how early we are in the Carbfoot roadmap, then, what makes now the best time to invest in your project?
Actually, we will be launching. We will be releasing our app in a week. I can say that, and I
Nice.
think we will be. I mean, it's on already on Google Play, but we are waiting for them to approve it. Then we will be
Mhm.
testing it like 1 month, I think. Then actually we are working on iOS 2, but the process in Apple side is a bit slower. They need
Mhm.
more time. So after sale and after people using our app, the price will be go up. I think I'm not gonna say it will be like moon, but day by day it will be rising. So if you ask why we should invest now, that is the reason. But if you ask should we invest in this project or not? I can say that yes, because we will be here like I want to be here like years, because as I told you before, there are many projects that I check, and many of them crashes in first 6 months because of the rewards they distribute. And that's why I don't want to make the investors like we will be giving so many rewards and you will be rich like that, but we will be here like that, like we will be here for a long time. This is what we want. That's why we will be going step by step by doing the things we plan. And we believe that if you work consistently, I mean continuously, you will achieve. That's why um I'm saying that we are not gonna go moon in like in a couple days, but the price will be rising day by day. We believe that.
Mhm. And speaking of the token price, then let's talk about the tokenomics. Give us a rundown of the function of the Seafoot token contract itself, such as buy and sell taxes, fees, functions, anything that investors should know about buying, selling, or holding the token itself.
Okay. First of all, uh, I told you that there won't be a vesting, so
Mhm.
on TGE people will have 100% of their token, but as team we will have a 12-month cliff for our tokens. As team, partnership and promo will and liquidity and exchange will have 12-month cliff, uh, which means we will be here like for a long time, and we just have 2 months cliff for application and mining, but we need that because after testing the app we will start using the app, so we have to distribute some rewards. That's why we
Mhm.
put 2 months cliff on the app side, and there won't be any taxes in buying and selling because I don't like it.
Mhm.
And our total supply will be 500 million, and we plan to have an initial market cap of $300,000.
All right. I'm looking in the tokenomics of your. I'm looking in the breakdown of the percentages of the tokenomics in your website here, and noticing that there's an initial burn of 60% of the token value. Is that going to be before? Is that going to be before the token launches or after the token launches? And will that be part of the circulating supply that is burnt, rather than an uncirculated amount that won't actually affect the overall token dynamics?
Yeah, actually, I can say both. We plan to burn most of them
Mm-hmm.
uh, about launch, but we also use this burn, the percentage we shared for burn, to balance the things that I mentioned. Like, for example, when you distribute some reward tokens, and there will be like an inflation. In order to keep this balance, we will be using burn. So most of them will be burned after launch. I mean, before launch, after selling before launch.
Okay. Thank you much for the breakdown on that. So, besides this show that you're on with us right now, what are some other marketing plans that you have in store to help promote this project? I know that a lot of projects don't want to reveal too much about their marketing plans until further on down the road, but how much info are you able to provide us at this time?
We're working with Pink Sale, and they have many things on the table. So actually, we can say that we will be having many AMAs in the upcoming days for marketing. We also work with another company from Europe. They also have another different marketing strategy. They have some influencers, I mean YouTubers, Twitter influencers, etc. So we will be using marketing because what I see is even if you have something very great, you need to uh, you need to have a good marketing too. So marketing is like bullets, and we don't want to use it like a machine gun, but we will be using our marketing power day by day with Pink Sale and the other marketing company. And these includes many AMAs, YouTube videos, tweets, and etc.
And so, as part of the marketing strategy, have you? I know that you mentioned influencers, but have you also potentially been looking into partnerships, or at least
Okay.
input
Yeah.
by? Well, sorry, I don't mean partnerships in general. I mean, have you been in discussion with any sort of environmental advocates or leading environmentalists in the world who may be able to get to promote this project and get it out to a wider audience of people who may want to be more environmentally conscious, but not necessarily
From the
know the
crypto
best
world.
way to do so?
Yeah, we already talked with many many people. Some of them are NGOs, some of them are maybe crypto project. But as you know, to be honest, last a couple years, people's trust of people decreased to the crypto world. So to be honest, most of them told us, okay, we like your idea, it's good, but please come back after you achieve something. So we after finishing our application, we sent some of them our application, and they say, okay, we will be with you. But again, they want to see something solid, like okay, selling and going. I mean, they want to see the things are going well. Then they want to be, because most of the uh, big people wants to see that you are not a scam. You will be here like a while. You are doing your work done. So they want to see solid things. To be honest, we spoke with many people, and actually, most of them are waiting for solid things. So we already talked them. We are gonna talk them again after sale. We already talked with them as a second time after we finished application. So in a couple days, I think we can go them and show, okay, we are here, we did this, and we are gonna do this. So let's make some partnership.
Sounds good. And then, in terms of the security of the project, what measures are you taking to ensure the security of investors' assets and to ensure them the legitimacy of this project?
First thing is we as a for developer, we develop all the things by ourselves, and I think this is the very first thing I did for the security, because I don't trust any line of code I didn't write, I didn't code it, so I didn't fork anything from another project, so I'm 100% sure about what I coded and what my friends coded. But also we are human beings, so we can make some mistakes. That's why we audited our smart contracts, but also
Which auditing companies are those smart contracts have been audited with?
Actually, we have now Tech Audit, and they are not the most famous one, but we have now them. And actually, what I plan is security is very important. So after sale, we want to spend some money. We want to spend more money on security, and we plan to work with some really famous audit companies, so to protect our investors.
And have yourselves and the members of the team been KYC'd as well? Have you KYC'd to Pink Sale, for example?
Yeah, we talked with the Pink Sale today, and they have a busy schedule, but they said they will be approving our KYC in like tomorrow or something. We said we need to hurry because we are gonna on sale, but we are in contact them. We finished the KYC today, so I think tomorrow we will have the badge for KYC from Pink Sale.
Excellent, because that would be definitely reassuring to investors to know that the teams that they're investing in are, of course, who they say they are and can be held accountable for that. Just
Yeah.
like anyone who is using the app can be held accountable for their carbon emissions. So speaking of which, the last question I have myself before we open the floor to the studio audience involves mainstream investors. Decentralized finance is still a relatively foreign concept to the majority of mainstream consumers. How will this project help introduce more mainstream investors to DeFi?
Actually, the my first purpose, my first aim is to, as I told you, to protect the environment. Then I wanted to combine it with cryptocurrency. So still, I have the first. My first aim is to still to protect nature. So in order to do that, I use blockchain. But again, we spoke a lot about you be a lot about preventing people misuse the app. So sometimes we need to step in. So this make us a little bit centralized. But in the first days, in the very beginning, we have to do that because we want to be here like for a long time. So we have to prevent people using the app in a bad way. So I can say that in the first days, maybe we won't be a decentralized. Yeah, I mean 100 decentralized, but people will be approving each other. So
Mhm.
this makes us again decentralized too. But actually being 100% decentralized is not my first or second purpose, but we are trying to be decentralized to attract these investors you mentioned. So we
Mhm.
will be trying to be decentralized, but because of these things, sometimes we have to step in. So I'm not saying that we will be 100% decentralized.
All right. Um, Actually, another question that I have myself, just on topic of the crypto itself, is that cryptocurrency in general has, over the years, been criticized um, for being detrimental to the environment due to the extreme amount of mining power that is required and processing power that is required by many blockchains to maintain the mining activity and just the overall transactional activity of their blockchains. In I know that this project is running on the Binance Smart Chain as well, or initially to start. But how do you mitigate the potential conflicts of interest or the potential what's the wording for hypocrisy? No, not hypocrisy, but um, how how does this project?
Okay, I understood.
Yes.
Actually, there are some things in our. I mean, this world has some bad things, yes, and some of them for example, an electric car, uh, or an electric car producer. I mean, the owner of the company
Mm-hmm.
claims that they are going to protect the nature by using by using electricity instead of fuels, but they don't say that the destroying the batteries will be maybe more harmful to the nature than the fuel that car will use like in whole time in their lifetime. So
Mm-hmm.
there are some things that we cannot avoid. Like there is a blockchain system which is something great actually, and there are some miners, and we have to have miners.
Mm-hmm.
So people are using this blockchain system, and we are using it. So instead of not using it, we try to make something a bit beneficial to the nature. Like if we are using blockchain and if we are damaging the world, then we can do something else to lower the other damage to the nature, like recycling or like riding a bike. So actually, we are like a bit trying to compensate the damage we cause to the nature by doing this. So I cannot say that we, I will be, is, I want nature anymore. I won't damage nature anymore. But
Mhm.
I can say that I can make something else to reduce my carbon footprint. So that's what can I do? You know, even in Avengers, Thanos are thinking that we have to kill half of the people to protect this world. I don't
Mhm.
have that. I don't have that idea, but I can do something to make this world a bit good, a better place.
Mhm. And we definitely appreciate it, of course. Now, as well, I I did remember you mentioning that Carbfoot is looking to open up to operating on multi-chain platforms. Is there a possibility in the future that Carbfoot may look to migrating onto a blockchain that is mined using sustainable energy?
Uh, we are planning to build this project for a long time, and
Hmm.
we are working on it like what a year. And to be honest, and I should be honest, that this is something very big, and
Hmm.
this needs so much time. And if, let's say, if we manage to do all the things we plan, this can be the next step. But I want to be honest that this is something very hard. So this needs time, money, new crew members, and etc. So in the very first beginning, or in the, let's say, midterm, it will be very hard that I can say we will be doing that. So maybe in the long future, yeah, maybe. But we also talked about we also talked with our team about that, because we talk about any things that we can do this. I mean, we can do for the nature, because as European people, we are a bit nature friend. We love nature, so we talk anything and everything about what we can do. But we are, I mean, our days are limited. We have like 24 hours for like everyone else, and we have a limited human power. So maybe if we manage to do all the things we plan, then that can be the next step.
Hmm. All right. One thing. Thank you for that. One thing that I'm seeing on the website as well is that your tagline is to reduce and sell your carbon footprint to earn. How exactly would you be selling your carbon footprint per se, and how would that operate?
Actually, this is something happening now. All the countries have, let's say, a limit to produce carbon footprint. So if you wanna, because uh, all the countries come together to decide that we to 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 make an awareness that we don't have so much time in this world if we go like that. So let's say we can decide a number for each country to produce, let's say, greenhouse gases. So if you want to have more factories, and if you want to produce more carbon emission, I mean, if you want to damage the world more, you have to buy from other countries or companies. This is
Mhm.
something happening now. So actually, this is one of our plan too. So, for example, if a company does not use the limit they have in each year, they can sell their carbon limit to other companies. So, one of our goals will be the will be having that market in our app, so people can trade their carbon limits.
What you're mentioning is kind of similar to carbon offsets, I guess, or it's basically carbon offsets, I guess.
Yeah.
Now
But
I know
again,
that.
this is not the first. This is not in the first. Actually, we have to start to use the app, and we have to we have to try to make all the things better for the app. So we have to prevent bad misuse of the app. We have to prevent bad people. Then we will be adding the other features to our app.
Okay. Because I know that one of the biggest criticisms of carbon offsets in general is that the environmental community criticizes carbon offsets as basically allowing major corporations to kind of buy their way out of reducing their carbon footprint simply just by buying up carbon offsets rather than actually making an effort to be more environmentally sustainable. How do you mitigate those criticisms, and how does Carbfoot seek to avoid that potential?
Again, this is something very big, so we will have time to decide and let's say configure it. But for now, as I mentioned before, we are trying to we are trying to debate about everything we can do, and one of them was these carbon assets. So we plan to do that, but this can be a bit hard because mostly this is conducted by major companies, major people. So, but also in the past, for example, you can now produce electricity from, let's say, solar energy, and you can sell it to the government. And this is something new. In the beginning of this, people were not imagining, or people were not thinking about it, but now it's real. So maybe in the near future, I mean, smaller companies or smaller people will have chance to sell it. So if there will be a chance, we will be there. We will be having a market for people, for companies to sell and buy these carbon assets.
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much for the clarification on that. And that is all the questions that I have myself. So now we're going to go ahead and open up the questions to the studio audience. So I do just want to remind those who are listening that in the interest of time, please ensure that you're limiting questions to one question per post or hand raise. If you're asking a question via voice chat, please ensure that you are not beginning a question with, "I have a question," or "Hello, can you hear me?" in order to avoid being skipped. For those of you asking your questions via text, please note that questions must contain the name of the project currently being interviewed, also in order to avoid being skipped. So we're going to go ahead and start off with Tom Cruise. Actually, yes, Tom Cruise, who's had their hand up for a while. Please go ahead and ask your question.
All right, my question is this. Talking about the cycling to earn, I went through a website and I saw something like cycling to earn. Do you guys mean that I would have to pedal kilometers before I can earn, or do I have other chances of earning?
Can
Hello?
you repeat? Yeah, I heard it. Yeah, we have in our website, we have 4 things to earn, and one of them is, as you said, cycling to earn. So you will be, actually, there are some other projects doing that too now. We were thinking about like months ago, but now some other people thought about that too. But we put 4 things in one place, so I can say that this is our difference. And you will be earning our native token for using your bicycle. If you are asking this, yes, I can say that, yes.
Sir, I'm clarified now. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this opportunity, host. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom Cruise, for your question. Going over to the text chat, we have Obers, who asks, "I have just researched about crypto mining correlating with carbon emissions, and it greatly has a large impact in climate change. Would you consider this contradicting to your own mission or vision on your project? And what beta testing have you done so far on enabling your app for it to be accurate in recording those activities mentioned in your website?
For app, we are ready and we already sent it to the Google Play. And we actually, the things we mentioned in our website, we already done them. So they're ready. And we will be opening the app for test use for like 1 month. Then we will be, if there is a bug or if there is a misuse that we should prevent, we will do that. After 1 month, people will be using the app. I mean, for real. So the app is already ready because we wanted to be on the market after having the product. Because if you don't have product, most of the people, including investors or let's say partners, won't believe you. They won't believe you. So we wanted to first prepare and finish the app. Then we wanted to sell our tokens. So the app is already ready and it will be published like a couple days.
Sorry, perfect. Thank you. And then thank you for that response, and thank you, Aubrey, for your question. Next question, we're going to go to Benga. Benga, please go ahead and ask your question.
Hello. Yeah, thank you. My question goes thus. Actually, this project is a kind of project that has a lot of great value, which everybody in the space will need to invest. I would love to know the plan you're having to involve everybody in the crypto space, because check through the website, you actually through your community, I don't see you have planned for other communities which are actually very, very much important in crypto space, like Chinese community or Spanish community, other local communities like that. What will be your plans to get across to these people and to bring them into your projects?
Thank you for your question. We have some people who wants to build the community for their countries, and actually we are discussing with them now for different countries. We have like 10 countries now which they want to, some of them wants to voluntarily build the group, and some of them want to work with us for managing their countries group. So we will be having them in, I think, in short time. And also what I didn't mention, what I forgot to mention is we will be having a Carbo League, which is in our app. It will be about there will be a competition, and people will be coming to the people will be using our app outside of the crypto to compete with each other, because there will be fun too. So it will be a bit like social app too. I think this will be attract more people from different countries from all over the world.
Okay, awesome. Because looking out to this, we actually give the project a sausage egg, because almost all the crypto space need like solar to earn all those plans. Everybody needs it. It would be very lovely if you can get into all these communities, even including Africa countries as well. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for reminding it to me. I will speak with my team about that too.
Thank you very much, Kabenga. Moving over to the text chat, we have Alex Costa, who asks, as far as I understood, in terms of funding your project will depend on a number of people participating in a way. How do you plan to deal with situations where someone will decide to leave the project for any reasons, and token holders and community involvement are usually a tricky situation because it gives power to the community, but it also allows for unnecessary delays when super fast execution of certain things are needed in the project at some point. How then do you intend to balance this to give power to the community and also avoid the challenges accompanied?
This is in our, this is what we discuss too, like having a system like governance. But actually, it's not finished yet, so we are discussing it too. And actually, we want to be a dynamic and flexible team that listens the investors and users of the app, and we will be dynamic. Like if many people want something like that, we will check if we can do it, or if it works, or if it's something right, and we will be listening our investors to to make if to make the things they want, if it's correct, if it's right, and if it's good for the project. So this is something we discussed before, but we didn't finish yet. So we will be discussing this too. I think after launching after releasing the app and after this sales and etc., I think we will have time to discuss about it too. So we will discuss and we will listen our investors too. There can be something like a governance system.
Perfect. Thank you much for the response, and thank you, Alex Foster, for your question. Next question, we're going to go back to the voice chat for Ripper. Please go ahead.
Hello. So you said if we perform tasks listed on your platform, we could earn money. So I just want to know if for earning your native token or real cash, and also how do you generate liquidity for your tokens? Will you have some percentage locked? Did you get that?
Actually, I couldn't understand. Can you repeat it for me, please?
I said in your website, you said if we perform the tax listed on your platform, we would earn money. So I just want to know if we're earning in your native token or real cash. And also, how do you plan on generating liquidity for your tokens? Would you have some percentage locked?
I heard you saying tax, I think, and I mean, you are asking about the money, I think. What I understood is.
No, I said.
Okay.
I said in your website, you said we will earn money by performing tasks listed on your website. Are you hearing me?
Tasks, not tax.
Tasks. Okay. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to know, are we earning real money, or we're gonna be earning in your native tokens? And also, how do you generate liquidity for your tokens?
Okay. Now I understood. Sorry for before. I understood what I asked. Actually, we will be having. We are planning to make a good sale, so we will be having a good money to use for the app. So actually, we as team, we can provide for ourselves. So in the app, in the near future, we don't want to make money from this project. So we want to actually make money after some time. So we will be using the money we raised in the sale to the project itself. I mentioned before, the first thing will be security issues, and the second thing will be the rewards, because I searched for many projects, many move to earn, many play to earn, and most of them crashing because of what you said. They are not compensating. They cannot compensate the money they distribute for the rewards. We will be balancing it by burning and putting the money we raised from the sales, and also we will have some other plans to be having some big investors, because we want to make big things too. Like, for example, in the far future, I mean, in the long term, we want to make big things too, and these things needs some real money too. So this is the very first thing I think about the project, because many projects won't last like 6 months. So we as a team, discussed a lot about it. So we put the burn share for it, and also we will be using the money we raised for the project itself, so there won't be a problem.
Okay, but I'm not sure you get my question. The part I said, are we earning real money?
Yes. Actually, you will be earning our native token, but you can make it. I mean, you can exchange it in decentralized exchange, and we will be on JEX too. I mean, seed centralized exchange too. So you can make it. I mean, US dollars or something else if you want. So you will be rewarded by seafood, but you can make it something else too, like dollars.
Okay. Nice. Thanks for answering my question. Thanks, Donald.
Thank you very much, Ripper, for your question. Now, unfortunately, that comes to all the time that we have ourselves for questions from the community, but if you did not have the opportunity to get your questions asked during tonight's AMA, you're welcome to pop over to the official Carbfoot Telegram at t.me/Carbfoot. Ask any further questions that you have in their Telegram group, and their dev team and the mods will be happy to answer any further questions that you have at that time. So before we close out tonight's AMA, Carbfootman, do you have any closing statements that you'd like to make to the Phoenix Holdings community?
Thank you for having me tonight here. I mean, it's night here, and you can come and ask anything you want, and the time is ended now. So if you have any further questions, you can come and ask. We will be there. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you very much again to Carbfootman from Carbfoot for joining us here tonight in the Phoenix Holdings studio. It was a pleasure having you, and wish you all the best for your project.
Thank you very much.
Give it up once again for Carbfootman from Carbfoot. So, now that you've heard from the team, it's time for you to decide. Are you bullish on this project? Or are you bearish? Will you ape in? Or will you jeet out? And with that brings us to the end of another episode of Late Night Live with Not Donald Trump. Thank you again to Phoenix Holdings for the opportunity to have us in your studio tonight, and thank you all for tuning in with us. Have a good night, and we'll see you all next time. Reminder, help control the G population. Stay neutered. You are friends and family.